just become best friends?
Yep.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Google Next. You know, this is much like Build and other shows that we usually have in the first half of the year. This one's a little heartbreaking because Build and Google Next, VMworld, Ignite, reInvent, those are all like the big shows that I love going to every single year. And this one, I don't know, after the success of Build and what they did over at Microsoft, and I love going to these larger events because there's I don't know, there's something about them, the energy that you have at the show, the people that you meet, the people that you network with. There's just something about it. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to replace that outside of actually being at the shows. So what these watch parties are intended to do is try to capture some of that, even if it is just in the form of interacting with live chat, but bringing all of us as technologists together in one place to watch some of these together. And instead of doing it like Build did, where they had a 48 hours of follow the sun continuous content all around the world, some companies have opted to just pre-record a lot of the content and put it out there for people to watch. And that's what Google has done. So even knowing that they're pre-recorded, I still wanted to organize something. And the big thing about this is a 9-week event. This is going to be going into September. We're going to have new stuff going. So I have to look at the calendar events and see what we actually want to do watch parties for and come together around. And a lot of that is going to be based on the sort of technologist and architect community that I'm a part of, but I also would love to hear from you guys what you would love to do watch parties for, because I don't want this to just be about me. This is other things as well. So right now we're going to watch the events that are going on today that were just put up and released live, which is going to be the Keynote from Thomas Kurian and Sundar. And we're going to have some other fun stuff around Spotify and their architecture that they use on Google Cloud. And we're going to look at some of the other rest of the catalog that's out there for week 1. And just know that already I've got plans to at least do week 3 and week 7. So we're going to do week 3, which is the infrastructure track, and week 7, which is I believe it's called application modernization. It's app dev, basically. So we definitely want to look at that, the influx of microservices and application-driven infrastructure sort of conversations. Microservices, Kubernetes, all of that kind of stuff. Hybrid cloud. Definitely want to watch and see what they've got to say and what's coming in Google Cloud around that. Today, it's really just about the Industry Insights track for Week 1. That was really the namesake of Week 1 at Google Cloud. Next, on 20 OnAir. I can't get the name straight. So, yeah, we're just going to talk about that. Real quick, before we get started, I do want to wait until for about another, 5 minutes until we really get started here, because I wanted to give everybody that time to get on and come join us. We're doing some big things for VMworld in the community. More announcements are going to be coming for that very soon. I wanted to take the opportunity to invite everybody to our Discord community that we've fired up and have started. We've got it going for a few months now, but the idea is that how can we bring all of the technologists back together and build community around all of the different verticals that we all play in. So if that's something that's interesting, we also talk about gaming and computer hardware and live streaming and video production and things like that. So it's not just all tech all the time. It's a really good community of core technologists all around the world, from Europe and the UK to the US to Asia Pacific. So definitely come and join us over in Discord. Introduce yourself, say hi. We're all really nice folks. But it's just my attempt at sort of bringing the community back together. Plus, we're going to start doing more with some of these virtual events, specifically the community side of the events, such as doing things like opening acts and meet and greets, vExpert one-on-ones, or Cloud Architect one-on-ones type of things. We want to start facilitating some of those conversations. So come get into the Discord, come join us. You'll hear more on that in the coming weeks as we really start to ramp this up. VMworld, that's happening, I believe, at the end of October, is going to be our pilot for that. So come in, join us, stay tuned. We'll have some more information on that very soon. You can go over and check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/datacenterdude. Last Friday, Jeremiah Dooley and I had about an hour and a half long conversation around the evolution of the community, what's happened in the last decade, where things have gone, new media and things like that, as well as announcing some of our community-based plans that we wanted to put together and why we were doing it. So it's really a what are we doing and why are we doing it conversation over the course of there. So you can find that VOD over on twitch.tv/datacenterdude. And hey, I do stream over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just doing some general tech stuff. I do graphics work, I do video editing. We build little mini racks and data centers over in my closet, which that was the last project that we just got done doing a few weeks ago. So yeah, good time. Follow me over on Twitch. Come check out one of the streams every single week. And we're going to be doing many, many more 20-plus watch parties all throughout the rest of 2020, as we're all sort of stuck in the coronavirus pandemic and stay-at-home restrictions and things like that. This is a good way to keep us all together. Yes, we all miss the planes, we all miss the traveling, we all miss the shows, and we all miss the gathering of all of us as a community. So let's do our best to replicate that in this community format where I can live stream this out to the world and we can all hang out and chat and then follow up and have conversations or sort of after-party conversations, hangouts, and continue the conversations over in Discord. We've got dedicated chat channels over in Discord for the community for all of these virtual events that we're doing, and we keep them around long-term in an archive format so that you can go back and revisit them after the event has ended, right? So just some good stuff there for me. We're getting about 1 minute warning. If you need to grab a drink or use the restroom, now's the time. I've put together a small playlist of about an hour to an hour and a half of content that we're going to watch today. It's going to be the keynote from Sundar and Thomas Kurian, and we're going to have a few other videos around Spotify and new media, media and entertainment sort of stuff. That's always a good time to watch some of that. But if we look at the actual agenda, let's see if we can look through the weeks here. This is broken down by week. So this 1 through 9 that you're seeing is the 9 weeks of events that they've got coming up, starting with Industry Insights. Next week is Productivity and Collab, which I'm assuming is mostly going to be G Suite stuff. Infrastructure is the next one we're going to cover, and I expect that to be a lot of Anthos and a lot of just cloud architecture type of conversations. We are definitely going to be watching that one. Security is a big one. Data analytics in week 5 is going to be a massive one. I'm definitely considering doing a watch party for that one since we've got some free time here between 3 and 7, which I had previously earmarked. Data management and databases. Storage guy. NetApp Google Cloud. You know, this is definitely my bread and butter right here. So probably going to be doing something for this one. App modernization 100%. Cloud AI, I'm still... listen, I can't be the expert of everything, so I don't know that much about AI ML. I know what it is, but I couldn't tell you how to write an algorithm. So this is one of those where if people have interest in this, if people definitely want to do a watch party for something like this, we're definitely interested in hosting that. At a minimum, we can put up a chat channel or a voice channel and live stream it directly into the Discord, and you guys can all come watch it there. So again, yet another reason to come join the Discord community. We got a lot of stuff planned for the rest of the year and beyond, so make sure you come over and join us there. And lastly, business application platform. I'm assuming that's things like SAP on CRMs and things like that on Google Cloud. So we'll keep in touch with these. We got a long road ahead of us with the Google Cloud Next 20 OnAir agenda. But the cool thing about it is you can go in and create your own playlist, and it's just like creating a playlist on YouTube, come to find out. And if I had known far enough in advance, I would have just created my own playlist on YouTube and streamed that. So without further ado, let's kick things off and get started. I'm going to kill the music here so we can jump over. And let me load up the right frames here. There we go. And let me kill the music. And we'll get started. Enjoy, guys. Be sure to throw any questions or comments you have in the chat. And let's get it underway. All right, so kicking it off, we're going to do a quick little welcome. And it's about 7 to 10 minutes, and then we'll get into the keynote.
What we're seeing today is that there's this new technological revolution taking place.
We have rolled out G Suite across 140,000 employees.
We're building brand new businesses in spaces we haven't been in before.
We don't need to worry about all the details that aren't core to our product.
And that frees us up to do Spotify-specific things.
Leveraging speech-to-text API with an 80% reduction in processing time.
Now our team can look at hundreds of calls a day in minutes instead of weeks.
We have migrated 180 applications to the cloud in 2019.
Our employees are able to access petabytes worth of data at their fingertips.
If you can be quicker than everybody else, you're on an enormous competitive advantage. And that's where Google Cloud has really, really helped us.
Welcome to the Industry Insights Week at Google Cloud Next OnAir. Hi, I'm Lori Mitchell-Keller, Vice President of Industry Solutions at Google Cloud. It's my pleasure to be here in my very first event with Google Cloud. I recently joined Google from SAP, and at SAP I was responsible for helping some of the world's most successful enterprises across a variety of industries to digitally transform. And I'm incredibly excited to have joined Google Cloud because for me personally, this is an opportunity to combine all of my experiences working with enterprise companies at SAP with the culture of innovation and the amazing technology here at Google. One of our main focus areas is to drive business transformation for companies in the following industries: retail, CPG, financial services, manufacturing, media, entertainment and telco, gaming, public sector, and healthcare and life sciences. While companies from each of these industries are going through their own transformation journeys and have industry-specific challenges, we do see similar opportunities for transformation across multiple industries.
They all have IT
Whether
departments.
building new products, creating new customer experiences, or optimizing existing processes, many enterprises have been working on how they can use technology to drive new business opportunities. The COVID pandemic has obviously not only accelerated the need for digital transformation capabilities and services that were once 5-year projects, which quickly have become 5-day sprints. Take, for example, the German manufacturer Viessmann. Using G Suite and Google Meet, Viessmann was able to convert its workforce to a productive remote workforce in just 48 hours. But the impact of COVID on the enterprise was not distributed evenly. For some enterprises, COVID forced them to fundamentally rethink how they manage their business, perform critical functions, and engage their customers. While other organizations with a stronger digital footprint have seen an exponential increase in demand. Take, for instance, the examples of retail and of gaming. For many traditional retailers, COVID forced a rapid shift to building new e-commerce capabilities. While for many digital native industries such as multiplayer gaming, the focus was not on building or expanding capabilities, but on simply keeping their platforms up and running. We are very proud of the work our dedicated industry teams have done to help our customers, such as helping financial services organizations process the increase in loan applications as a result of the Paycheck Protection Program, and supporting our frontline healthcare workers through our virtual care kit using Google Meet for telehealth. It has been inspiring to see how organizations from diverse industries have responded to the pandemic in such a short time frame. We're proud to have had the opportunity to support our customers during this very trying time. Now, I would like to share our approach to servicing industries and why industry leaders are working with us. First, we are building solutions that tackle the biggest challenges faced by our customers in their industries. Whether it is solving for data interoperability in healthcare through our Healthcare API, or using proprietary differentiated technology from Google to build search recommendations in retail, we are bringing the very best of Google to our customers through these Google Cloud solutions. Second is our robust ecosystem of industry technology and services partners. Effectively driving business transformation requires a very close relationship with a diverse ecosystem of technology and services partners. That's why we have teams focused by industry, tasked with creating strategic partnerships with the best-of-breed services and technology partners to bring unique, industry-first solutions to our joint customers. And third is our teams. We recognize that to truly help our customers, we have to not only understand the needs of each industry, but also of each sub-vertical within each industry, such as capital markets and insurance in financial services. That's why we're investing in our vertical teams, including the sub-verticals, across all functions in Google Cloud.
Healthcare, finance,
from frontline
public
sales,
sector,
product and engineering, professional services, marketing and customer success, we are bringing industry-specific expertise to you, accelerated by Google technology. Just one example is our white glove services for retailers on Black Friday and Cyber Monday to help them flawlessly manage holiday shopping demand. Thank you for joining us for Industry Week at Next On Air. I would encourage you to watch our Industry Insight sessions where you'll get to hear directly from our experts about how we are driving.
We're going to be checking out media and
across our
entertainment and gaming
partners.
immediately after the
Let me share
keynote
just
as
a
well,
few
so stick
highlights
around,
from the
guys.
upcoming sessions. In our Retail Spotlight, Carrie Tharp will discuss top priorities in retail in light of evolving shopping dynamics over the past few months. Anil Jain will discuss our media and entertainment solutions and share how we're helping power the direct-to-consumer future of media companies. He will also be joined by Major League Baseball. In gaming, Rag Martin will talk about how our open source solutions are simplifying complexity for companies such as Activision Blizzard, and in telecommunications, George Nazi will share how top communications providers are accelerating their digital transformation on Google Cloud. In manufacturing, Dominique Wee will discuss the vital role of technology in the evolution of manufacturing practices. Dominique will also chat with Eric Marquiot, Renault's Global Director of Industry 4.0, on how this organization is solving for operational challenges at scale. Ashima Gupta will share how we are helping healthcare organizations respond to COVID-19 in our Healthcare and Life Sciences Spotlight. She will also be joined by the president of the Mayo Clinic platform to discuss the future of healthcare.
Oh, wow.
And finally, in financial services, Yolanda Piazza will discuss how technology disruption, shifting customer expectations, and regulatory developments are accelerating the need for financial institutions to digitally transform. Thank you for joining us at Next on Air. I look forward to working with you to help your organization harness the power of Google Cloud.
Interesting. So that's a nice lineup. That ought to be really good. I'm looking forward to some of those for sure. Let's kick right over and jump straight into the keynote with Sundar and Thomas.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Cloud Next On Air. Exciting to be part of this new virtual format, though it does make it a bit harder to hear if anyone laughs at my container jokes. So maybe we'll skip those this time and get right to the point. We are excited for what we have in store for you over the coming weeks. In just a few minutes, Thomas will walk you through some of our new product initiatives. But first, I wanted to share a few words about where we have been and where I see us going. Like many of you, we've been trying to figure out how to be helpful in this moment. The pandemic, combined with the racial justice movement happening all around us, has made us look at the world with new eyes. It's been an opportunity to challenge our established ways of working and chart new paths.
Yeah.
This is something we have experienced over the last few months at Google. While building products across distributed teams wasn't new for us, doing it during a pandemic with teams working from home brought additional challenges. This experience allowed us to put our own tools to the test and make good use of our infrastructure investments. In the process, we gained deeper insights into what tools will be helpful to others. From building exposure notification technology and helping public health authorities monitor and allocate critical resources, to deploying Chromebooks to underserved populations to help bridge the digital divide, to making our Meet video conferencing available to everyone. I'm proud of how Google and Google Cloud have stepped up in these moments. I'm equally proud of how our customers have met the moment, and I'm honored that we could assist. For example, we help companies like Colgate, Twitter, and Netflix make the work-from-home transition easier for thousands of employees. We helped retailers like Lowe's and Target scale to meet increased demand. We helped hospital systems like HCL Healthcare take better care of patients. And we helped millions of children from Italy to Indonesia to Indiana learn online. And we helped governments deliver a broad range of social services, from processing millions of unemployment inquiries in Illinois and New York to keeping the judicial system up and running in Peru. The goal was always to help you help yours, your customers, your clients, your employees, and your communities. Now we are focused on helping organizations adapt to the changing world. As economies start to reopen, it's clear we are returning to a world much different than the one we left. It's too early to know exactly how these changes will work, but there are 3 trends we see. First, the future of work will be more digital. We are already seeing the long-term acceleration of businesses moving to digital services, including increased online work, education, medicine, shopping, and entertainment. These changes will be significant and lasting. More than 75% of companies say they plan to accelerate their digital transformations. That means more investments in cloud. Recent estimates show public cloud penetration increasing to 20% by 2023. Second, the future of work will be more collaborative. As large teams and organizations know, collaboration is key to success. Companies are now investing to keep teams connected and create community virtually. Using tools like cloud productivity suites and video conferencing, we've all been able to successfully transition to work from home. But we are still working from a foundation that was made around conference tables just a few months ago.
Yeah.
The next phase will be more unstructured, requiring us all to invest in creative solutions and evolve our tools to facilitate collaboration. Third, the future of work will be more flexible. Since Google's earliest days, we believed you don't have to be at your desk to get work done. The pandemic has reaffirmed that work is not defined by a physical place. It can happen anywhere. In a survey of US CFOs, most said COVID will have a lasting impact on improving their work flexibility. As we adapt to new models of working, it'll be important to create moments for serendipitous encounters. Knowing that some of the best innovations start from a conversation over lunch or while making coffee in the break room. As work becomes more digital, collaborative, and flexible, customers will turn to the cloud to innovate for future growth and to navigate economic shifts. They'll need a technology partner who can deliver security, flexibility, and solutions. We are tried and tested for this moment. Over the past few years, companies around the world have turned to us to help with their digital transformations and the reinvention of their business models. Our growth reflects that. As we shared in our Q1 results, the cloud business grew more than 50% year over year and has a run rate of more than $10 billion a year. We continue to invest, whether it's opening additional cloud regions in Italy, Spain, Chile, and Indonesia, hiring great talent, or offering the most advanced technologies. Last year, we were proud to launch Anthos at Cloud Next. This year, we are announcing a new solution that allows you to keep cloud workloads private by encrypting data anytime, even while it's in use. We'll also introduce a multi-cloud analytics solution powered by Anthos to make moving between clouds even smoother. I'm going to turn it over to Thomas Kurian, our Google Cloud CEO, to tell us more about these plans.
Oh, come on, Sundar.
But
You can't
first,
just drop that on
let me thank all of our customers and partners who put their trust in Google Cloud. The world may be changing, but our commitment to helping you innovate for the future is stronger than ever. Thank you.
Well, lots of name dropping, lots of good motivational speech.
What we're seeing today is that there's this new
Anthos
technological
private?
revolution taking place.
We have
I guess we're gonna find that out.
G Suite across 140,000 employees.
We're building brand new businesses in spaces we haven't been in before.
We don't need to worry about all the details that aren't core to our product.
And that frees us up to do Spotify-specific things.
Leveraging speech-to-text API with an 80% reduction in processing time.
Now our team can look at hundreds of calls a day in minutes instead of weeks.
We have migrated 180 applications to the cloud in 2019.
Our employees are able to access petabytes worth of data at their fingertips.
If you can be quicker than everybody else, you're at an enormous competitive advantage. And that's where Google Cloud has really, really helped us.
Thank you, Sundar. We at Google Cloud have been touched by the many ways in which people have worked so heroically through this pandemic, and we've been grateful for the work that our organization has been able to do to support institutions during this period of great change. While the process of recovery will be gradual, we're committed to helping organizations to reimagine their businesses as they emerge from the pandemic. Our mission at Google Cloud has been to accelerate every organization's ability to digitally transform their business and to reimagine their business through data-powered innovation. We offer 3 important capabilities to enable this: distributed infrastructure as a service, a digital transformation platform, and industry-specific digital transformation solutions. Let's start by looking at infrastructure as a service. Our vision for infrastructure as a service is to offer customers advanced capability, compute, storage, network that you can elastically spin up through an API or through a console secured with a variety of advanced security capabilities that protect your data and your business applications, and managed and monitored through a single pane of glass. We offer this through a global network of cloud regions, which are high scale and designed to be highly available and resilient, and designed to operate as a network of warehouse scale data centers that look to a programmer or a customer as a single extraordinarily large computer. We provide 4 environments in which you can use our infrastructure technology: in Google's cloud regions, in your data center, something called hybrid cloud, on top of other cloud providers, multi-cloud, and even in a telecommunications mobile edge computing environment. You can use our infrastructure in any of these contexts with a single open programming model and API. Recognizing the demand for our cloud technology in many different parts of the world and from global multinational customers, we broadened our region footprint. We're now live in 24 regions and 73 zones globally, allowing us to service customers in over 200 countries around the world. We're also proud of our continued commitment to renewable energy. We've been the largest procurer of renewable energy, and we've been 100% carbon neutral for many years. We're very pleased to introduce a number of new innovations in our infrastructure.
Oh.
We've made significant enhancements to our compute solutions to both improve performance and improve the price performance or the cost value of compute with a number of new compute offerings, as well as support for large memory shapes. We're also pleased to introduce bare metal services to run compute environments that require the performance and capability of a bare metal environment. We've introduced a number of new capabilities for storage with a high performance, highly scalable elastic file system, further enhancements to our persistent disk solution, and enhancements to our archival and storage footprint.
If you guys haven't seen it yet, we got a ton of videos on the NetApp YouTube channel talking about cloud volume service. Check them out.
Enhancements to our CDN offering, further improvements in Cloud Armor, our application firewall, and an evolution and enhancements of our network intelligence offering that allows you, our customers, to optimize how you run traffic on our global network. We made further optimizations for SAP to support very large SAP environments as large as 24 terabytes in our cloud. And we help you migrate and modernize IBM mainframe, Unix workloads, Windows, and Oracle workloads into Google Cloud. All of this is managed through a comprehensive data center assessment, migration tools, and methodology to make it easy, cost-efficient, and quick to migrate workloads to Google Cloud. We recognize when you move workloads to Google Cloud that security and privacy are important areas of risk and a concern for customers. And so we're very pleased to introduce a number of new advances in security and privacy. First, we're introducing a new capability called confidential computing. Confidential computing allows you as a customer to run workloads in Google Cloud and to ensure that data is not only encrypted at rest and in transit, but is even encrypted while it's being processed. This gives you the ability to ensure that all your data is protected all the time when it is being processed with Google. Secondly, we've introduced a number of solutions to protect and give you threat visibility for intrusion monitoring, beyond core for zero trust access to applications that are web-based in Google Cloud and even at your premise and on other clouds. And lastly, to make it easy for our customers to ensure that their cloud workloads are running in compliance with either industry standard requirements or your own IT organization's compliance standards. We're introducing something called Assured Cloud, which allows you to ensure that your cloud is running in compliance with these operational requirements, and that you can then use that to attest that you're operating a cloud in compliance with industry regulations.
Okay.
In addition to security, Google also has a very firm commitment to privacy of your data. We recognize at Google Cloud that your data is your data and no one else's. When you move data into a cloud, we do not sell your data to any third parties. We do not use it for advertising. We only use it to deliver the cloud service that you are consuming in Google Cloud. We guarantee the integrity of your data by encrypting it at rest and in transit and with confidential computing, even when it's being processed. With access transparency, access justification, and access approval, you have sole control of who can access your data. And you can even deny Googlers access to your data. No one at Google has standing access to your data, and you have sole control of the location in which your primary copy, your secondary copy, and any backups are maintained. Finally, with External Key Manager, you also can maintain the encryption keys offsite
so you can
from
use your own
Google
KMS.
and air-gapped from any employee at Google.
Wow.
All of these standards have been vetted and accredited against international norms. Now that you've heard about our commitments on global scale infrastructure, as well as security and privacy, let's hear from Spotify on how they're using our infrastructure to scale their business globally.
Spotify is definitely more than just a music company these days.
Our mission at Spotify is to connect 1 million creators with 1 billion fans. So that's very exciting. It's also a huge challenge.
The problem is bigger than just the number of fans that we have. It's also the amount of content that we have.
At peak, we're seeing 500 billion events per day.
We were reaching the sort of tipping point where the current system wouldn't scale anymore.
And that's where Google Cloud comes in.
500 billion events?
Google Cloud takes care of a lot of the complexity of our business.
We don't need to worry about the infrastructure. We don't need to worry about all the details that aren't core to our product.
And that frees us up to do Spotify-specific things. Being creative, being innovative, experiment faster, and get results way faster.
Moving to Google Cloud and their platform really freed us up to accelerate our development, and we kind of skyrocketed.
We have a pretty strong belief that we can, together with Google, build the best cloud for us.
Wow.
Built on this global scale infrastructure is our digital transformation platform, which provides you a number of capabilities to modernize your applications, to process data at scale for analytic purposes, and to use Google's machine learning tools to understand data in new ways. For application modernization, we've made many enhancements to our Anthos technology, and we're proud to introduce those to you today. First, when you run Anthos in your data center in a hybrid cloud mode, we provide you the capabilities not just to run Anthos on VMware, but also are introducing a bare metal version of Anthos, which you can run in your existing hardware platforms, whether they are by Cisco, Dell, HP, or others. We've also broadened Anthos support to allow you to run Anthos not just in Google Cloud, but also on AWS, and we are in preview on Azure. We allow you also to use Anthos not just to run cloud-native, containerized workloads, but also manage virtual machines so that you can mix both greenfield and brownfield workloads in a single system. Finally, we're bringing Anthos as a foundation to mobile edge clouds, and we'll talk about that just a little bit later on. So we've broadened our commitment to Anthos, not just in Google's cloud, but providing you a single way to deploy, secure, and manage workloads, brownfield and greenfield, in your data center and hybrid, in Google Cloud, on Amazon and Azure, and even out on a telecommunications edge. Anthos gives you a great platform to modernize your application estate. We see us delivering 3 important capabilities with Anthos. First, it provides you a comprehensive framework to help you modernize your development practices. It helps you improve how quickly you can develop builds, how you promote builds, how you manage and scale your entire development pipeline, and is based on years of experience that Google has in providing some of the industry's best software practices in developing and scaling cloud-based services. We complement that with an operational set of tools that lets you run, monitor, secure, and manage applications, not just in Google Cloud, but in a hybrid and multi-cloud way in a single system, a single pane of glass, and with a single set of operational practices and policies. This gives you a much more consistent way in operating your cloud across multiple cloud providers, and it gives you a customer's choice in using the cloud provider that best suits you. Because Anthos is based on open source and technologies like Kubernetes, it allows you to optimize and maintain choice in the adoption of cloud technology in your organization.
Notice that he didn't say Anthos is open source. It's based on open source.
2 important additional elements.
I wish they would open source Anthos.
One is a set of operational best practices, things like site reliability engineering, which are designed to give you a best practice in how to do DevOps and how to modernize your IT organization's operational practices. We also give you a data-driven framework to understand how best to adopt and modernize your application environment. And using benchmarking that compares your data center and
it's basically
operational
Kubernetes and
practices
Istio.
to industry benchmarks, you can make very specific decisions on where to start and where best to adopt Anthos. All of these advances have driven the adoption of Anthos very quickly. The second piece of our platform is our data and analytics portfolio. It's used by many, many organizations around the world to understand data, to make operational and business decisions.
So nothing about Anthos
We are
migrate.
very pleased to introduce today some important new advances. The first is BigQuery and the ability to run BigQuery and use it to analyze data from Azure and Amazon. In other words, from just BigQuery's user interface, you can now query data in Amazon and Azure without having to move that data to Google Cloud. So you can bring the power of BigQuery analytics to where your data sits without having to pay expensive egress fees in moving that data from other cloud providers to Google. It is a representation of Google's continued innovation and commitment to multi-cloud, bringing you the best analytics and data warehouse technology to where your data sits, as opposed to requiring you to move that data to Google Cloud.
Sure.
We also recognize that in a number of industries, whether that's in retail or financial services, you want to do an analytics on real-time data. And we have broadened and improved our streaming analytics capability to support as much as 100 parallel streams with BigQuery. To make it easy for analysts to ask questions and to understand data, we've added natural language query interface to BigQuery. That's integrated with Google Sheets, as well as you can integrate it with bots to make it easy to automate how query and analysis is done with BigQuery.
Yep.
To this analytics foundation, we've added two important advances this year. First, we recognize that you may have many different data sources in many different clouds and even on your premise. To give you consistency in how you view data across all these sources, to have a consistent set of data definitions, to expose these different data sources through a data API, on top of which you can do dashboarding, you can build operational workflow, and you can integrate data-driven applications into your business. We've taken Looker and integrated it as a foundational element of our analytics portfolio. To this enterprise data platform, we've also made advances in our machine learning portfolio. One of the very important elements of what we're trying to do with machine learning is to give you a machine learning pipeline and a single workbench in which you can develop models, test and validate the models, and promote and scale these models in exactly the same way that you could think of your software development pipeline. It makes models easy to manage, easy to scale, and easy to validate. Now that we've described some of the capabilities of our platform, let's hear from a leading securities, investment management, and financial institution, Goldman Sachs, on how they're using our technology to transform their business.
Goldman Sachs is a place where macroeconomic events are studied and analyzed, where transactions are conducted, where risks are measured. We're approaching brand new problems, building brand new businesses in spaces we haven't been in before. These are big moves for us. We are a wholesaler of risk. We need to be measuring, factoring, analyzing, and monitoring risk.
How do we maximize the compute power? How do we execute things faster?
It's absolutely imperative for us to be on the leading edge there and pick partners who we can really rely on in those domains. Google's capabilities are so extraordinary. The way that we factor compute cycles, the way that we express our technology, that's been transformed dramatically.
You basically have all these building blocks already existing that Google provides you that helps you to build a product faster, it helps you evolve faster.
Google's been able to both meet our needs in the moment and also be a great thought partner about where this could go over time.
G Suite is a product that's seen enormous adoption over the past several years, but hugely accelerated because of the pandemic. As a commitment to our customers, to educational institutions, and citizens and people around the world, we made Google Meet free and available to everyone in the world. We've seen enormous adoption and growth of Google Meet.
Please stop changing the name.
We took a number of capabilities
Seriously.
of Google's G Suite's Business and Enterprise Edition and made it available to consumers and businesses so that they could do business without having to pay for Basic and Enterprise during this pandemic.
Isn't this about the fourth or fifth name it's had?
Responding to customer demand, we also introduced G Suite Essentials. It integrates meetings, Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Slides to give you a great tool set if you are a company that's made a decision to run a different email system. All of these innovations have driven adoption of G Suite to over 2 billion users as of the end of last year.
Because why do people pick Office?
Now, we recognize that collaboration constantly evolves. People want to find new ways to work with people within their organization and outside of their organization. We also recognize there are too many tools, making it super difficult for an organization to manage collaboration in a secure and manageable way. To make it even easier for you, our users, to adopt our technology and to collaborate with one another, we're integrating more of these pieces together to give you not just one tool set, but to also make them better together. Just 2 examples.
That sounds like a NetApp catchphrase.
We brought meetings so that you can have seamless communication, audio and video
where you might have heard that before.
Meetings from within Gmail. And we're also now integrating chat as a powerful, first-class, enterprise-quality chat solution within Gmail. So we're not just bringing you new capability, we're also integrating these capabilities into a unified experience that makes them very powerful and easy to use. The third part
I love all the pot shots
of
at
our
Zoom and Facebook,
portfolio
etc.
is our industry-specific digital transformation solutions. We offer a broad range of industry-specific digital transformation solutions that are based on Google's expertise in AI and machine learning and are designed to apply this machine learning expertise to solve important business problems in different industries. These not only help you save cost, solve important business challenges, for example, fraud in financial services, demand planning in retail, quality inspection in manufacturing, but also help you get results quickly because you do not have to
Sunday
hire
dinner,
an
Steven?
army
Yeah.
of data scientists in
Question
order
is,
to
which of the
get
two came
these
up with it?
business solutions for your organization. Let's start by looking at one of these industries, retail. We solve 3 important problems for retailers. The ability to accelerate how you monetize omni-channel commerce, to transform your organization into a data-driven, customer-centric retailer, and to modernize your core retail operations. Let's hear from one of the world's leading retailers, Carrefour, who uses our technology to modernize their business.
I think Carrefour is a pretty unique company. We have a huge transformation program underway to really bring innovation to the food industry and make sure that what we do is better for the planet, the way we produce, the way we distribute. But our main focus is really to make sure that we make good food accessible to all and through all distribution channels. It's gonna take a whole company to make that change possible. We have rolled out G Suite across 140,000 employees. Thanks to Google Cloud Platform technology, we are redefining the ways of doing shopping, developing an omni-channel value proposition for our customers. We're extremely proud to have Google as a partner to empower Carrefour to achieve its ambition.
If you're a communications company, we at Google Cloud can help you in 3 important ways. We can help you monetize 5G and edge computing. We can help you transform how you serve customers. And we can modernize your core network operations. For instance, we're helping a leading communications company transform its contact center through virtual agent technology that streamlines how they assist customers through voice as well as self-service channels, answering questions and assisting human agents, thereby lowering cost and improving Net Promoter Score. All of this constitutes our solution for what's called Mobile Edge Cloud. What we're offering with Mobile Edge Cloud is the ability for a telecommunications company to build a set of virtualized network functions and cloud-native functions for your packet core, for your EPC, and for your radio access network on top of Google's cloud. We also offer a prepackaged catalog of solutions, whether that's for industrial Internet of Things, smart retail, smart manufacturing, and other solutions. These allow carriers to work with Google and our partners to deliver edge cloud solutions, whether that's a private 5G LTE solution for customers or in your own central offices. If you're a financial services institution, we can help you in 3 important ways: to accelerate omni-channel banking, to transform yourself and how you use data to run your business, and to modernize core IT operations. We can accelerate omni-channel banking with solutions for digital banking, for speeding up origination and automating processes around origination and processing. We can give you a data foundation for customer analytics, market simulation and risk simulations, measuring and reporting your liquidity position, and through our high-performance compute solutions, modeling a number of market indexes and handling statutory regulatory requirements. If you're in healthcare or life sciences, we can also help you in a variety of important ways. We're helping life sciences organizations accelerate the process of drug discovery and delivery and distribution. If you're a hospital or a provider, we can help you improve how you deliver patient care in a secure and continuous way. And finally, we can also modernize the core IT infrastructure for life sciences and healthcare institutions. We provide a variety of solutions, whether that is genomic data management, drug simulation and analytics for drug discovery. We offer with our partners really great solutions for telehealth to help doctors take care of patients and to help doctors, nurses, and hospital staff collaborate amongst themselves. And we're also working with leading hospitals and life sciences organizations to modernize their core IT operations. One of these leading providers is Humana. Let's hear from them on how they're using Google Cloud to transform their business operations.
The work I do, I love so much because I believe in the power of really great healthcare.
It's all about the members. Healthcare is filled full of these fractured experiences.
Customers call us, patients call us, members call us, and you can imagine a team that's just buried under the weight of thousands of call recordings.
We asked, how could we apply new innovative technology to be able to process those interactions with automation at a faster pace? That's what led us to Google Cloud. With the power of Google Cloud, infrastructure build time is minimized.
Now our team can look at hundreds of calls a day in minutes instead of weeks.
With an 80% reduction in processing time.
That's right, we did that.
Google's been a great partner supporting our members to help them realize their best health potential.
Thinking differently about healthcare, thinking differently about how we do our business in a way that hasn't been done before.
So now instead of having voice recordings, I'm having to talk to
a
the
large
Google
number
Assistant, basically.
of product innovations and working in incredible partnerships with many leading organizations around the world to transform and modernize their IT platforms and their business. We're very encouraged by all of the momentum that we're seeing, and we're grateful for the opportunity that leading organizations have provided us to help them reimagine their business and to accelerate digital transformation as they emerge from the pandemic. Because of the global demand that we're seeing, we at Google Cloud are investing aggressively in ensuring your success as a customer or partner. There are many different things that we're doing, expanding and specializing our global sales team, introducing new mission-critical 15-minute response time support, a well-defined methodology for data center transformation, and a strong and expanding global partner network. We're also excited today to introduce the Google Cloud Customer Community, an independent customer community in many different parts of the world that designed to bring together you, our customers, so that you can learn from each other, give us feedback on how we can evolve our products, and develop methodologies to transform your business. We're accelerating our global learning and certification curriculum, expanding our global customer and developer programs, and working with our customers and partners, not just to bring the advances in Google Cloud, but to bring you the very best of Google and all of the innovations in Google to you. This is a very defining moment for all of us around the world, to have the hope and the optimism to reimagine your business as you recover from the pandemic. We at Google take our responsibility to support you in that mission, and we're working hard to deliver you amazing new product innovations and delivering them to you through our global go-to-market organization and through our amazing partners. We hope that together we can find new ways to build a bright future for your business and to transform your organization through technology in the years ahead. We want to thank each of you, our customers and partners, for the amazing work you've done with us. And we look forward to further deepening our collaboration with you in the months ahead. Thank you.
All right. So, where are we going next? I would love to hear what you guys thought about what Thomas had to say there, and Sundar at the very beginning had a lot of insights to share. I have some notes that I'm gonna go over, and then what I'm gonna do is pull my playlist up here, and we've got a few other things that I wanted to watch. There's this interactive demo. I wanted to check one of these out with Spotify and Google Cloud and how their data and things move around. I took a peek at it. It looks really cool, so I want to show that to you guys as well. start at the end and work backwards. The C2C, the customer community. That sounds awesome. I hope it becomes, he said it was independent. An independent customer community. So not affiliated with Google? Who's going to be running it? Who sets the code of conduct? Who is going to be in charge of, where is it going to be? Is it going to be forums? I have so many questions. The confidential computing when he was talking about security was one thing that really stood out to me, as well as the assured cloud. The assured cloud stuff sounds a little competitive to what we have at NetApp called cloud compliance, which is being more and more built into the overall data management that you do across all clouds. So it really is, if you're deciding to use NetApp and Cloud Volume Services or Cloud Volumes ONTAP, you're probably going to want to take advantage, and you're doing it across multiple clouds, or even if you're just on one cloud, you're probably going to want to look into something that's a little more agnostic than whatever you're using on any one particular cloud natively. So if you're all in on AWS, if you're all in on Google, if you're all in on Azure, there may be similar offerings that will do those kinds of things. But if you're one of those companies that tends to move around, or you're doing hybrid on-prem to the cloud, you might want to look at the services that you're using from the company that's facilitating the hybrid operations, right? But confidential computing, encrypted all the time, everywhere, even at rest, in motion, or in processing, that sounds very CPU intensive. Very CPU intensive. I saw under the infrastructure as a service, the very first one he was talking about, there was a listing for VM System Manager. Is that just managing your VMs, your instances in the compute section of Google Cloud? I haven't seen VM System Manager yet. That sounded pretty interesting. The idea of centralized data access is one of the alluring things about Google Cloud. The idea that you can share data across, share your VPC spans all of the regions around Google Cloud. That's one of the big things, the differentiators of Google Cloud to me. So when you have, let's say, for instance, a volume from NetApp Cloud Volume Service, you can mount that volume to any instance, wherever you're going. So that's one of the big things. Let's see what else here. We heard mention from Sundar, I believe, teasing Anthos Private. So when we get to week 3, I'm expecting to hear a lot about Anthos and how that's going to help. So probably not a lot. They're little teasers, little carrots being dangled out today or this week. But that's the Anthos stuff is, I think, what I'm most interested to hear. Okay, we heard the announcement for it in 2019. It's a year later. Where is it today, and what's new? Because the Kurian brothers. Thomas did mention that it was based on open source technology, but what that really means is Kubernetes and Istio. It doesn't mean that the modifications that they've made are open sourced. It doesn't mean that the tooling and auxiliary pieces around Anthos, arguably the most valuable parts, are open sourced. So it's a bit disingenuous to say that. I wanted to throw that out there. I wish they wouldn't say that. If you don't need to say it's based on open source technology. There's no value in that, unless you're just automatically inheriting the changes. But otherwise, you're just building another bespoke version of fork of Kubernetes. So things like that are what really come to mind. Top of mind. I'll definitely have a lot more thoughts on this. Let's continue the discussion over in Discord if you guys aren't there yet. We're gonna watch a couple more things here. I wanted to try. Where was it? This was a short one. We're gonna do the Spotify one because we got the video of it in the keynote. But I wanted to follow up with this because they do go deeper into in an interactive demo. They go deeper dive into it. With some of the data and stuff like that. So let's check this out. Ooh, that's pretty. Is that supposed to be a data visualization for Spotify around the globe. That's pretty cool. Whoa. Whoa, it moves.
Music is a universal language. We can all speak it, understand it, and sing along with it. For Spotify's users, music and all kinds of audio are constant companions. In their palms and in their pockets, in their ears and on their minds. In over 50 million tracks, including more than 1 million podcasts and 4 billion plus playlists. Spotify users play, pause, save, and share audio constantly, generating hundreds of millions of requests per second every single day.
San Francisco.
And with the help of Google Cloud, Spotify is able to keep up with every single play, pause, and skip. Spotify uses the Google Cloud Global Network and products like BigQuery, PubSub, and Dataflow to manage the data from billions of events every day, processing hundreds of petabytes of data with incredible speed and efficiency, allowing Spotify to serve its users seamlessly at any time across the world. Through unmatched cloud services, Google supports Spotify as it transforms audio.
That was cool. About the data. What is this? So there we go. That's interesting. 8 million events per second. Wow. Look at Europe with the percent. Holy smokes, dude. Europe loves some Spotify, I guess. I've been a premium user for many years now. 3 years, I guess? Yeah. All right. Ooh, personalization. There we go.
When audio finds the right audience, it can change moods and minds. Spotify ensures that its users can always find the right music for them. And it allows music creators to be confident that their songs can reach new fans around the world. This is all possible with Spotify's incredible innovation, also known as their recommendation algorithms. Imagine categorizing all the tracks in Spotify's vast catalog of music, which grows with every new upload. Spotify's algorithm matches tracks with the right user profile, providing personalized experiences, so your Spotify home screen is unique to you. It reflects not only your individual taste in audio, but also your listening habits, and it uses both these streams of information to introduce you to your future favorites, even from creators you might not have heard of yet.
That's
All
true.
this with a little help from Google Cloud. By providing the infrastructure for machine learning, Google Cloud is helping Spotify to revolutionize audio.
What happened there? Oh, okay. And then the last one here.
On Spotify, playing, pausing, sharing, and liking are all unique data events. And these events happen at an incredible rate, creating enough data to populate an entire world of information. This universe of data is hosted on and processed by the Google Cloud Platform. When individual musical tastes meet Spotify's algorithm, magic happens. Audio lovers around the world get introduced to a whole universe of personalized music. For developers, the Spotify ecosystem is an amazing sandbox. New tools and rich data are constantly introduced to push creativity to the next level on behalf of listeners and artists alike. Google Cloud provides the infrastructure and services so that Spotify's developers can focus on the fun stuff and accelerate innovation. It allows developers to step away from the infrastructure and focus their attention on cutting-edge, innovative work that could have a lasting impact on their industry. Products like Google Kubernetes Engine, Google Compute Engine, and Cloud Bigtable or giving developers the freedom to work hard and play harder. Google Cloud isn't just a service, it's an invitation to innovate. Check out Spotify's API and see what kind of magic you can create.
I love visualizations. That's really fun. That was just a cool thing that I oh wow. Spotify's API tool. Google's podcast. All right, so that's the home. Let's go back out of here. How do I get out of here? Oh, I guess I got to close that. Okay. So I saw that earlier this morning, and I wanted to show you that. The last one I want to watch real quick before we get out of here, and you guys that were just here to watch the keynote, feel free to take off if you want. I want to watch some stuff on gaming and media and entertainment because it has to do with Major League Baseball and how they're going to digitally do the season, basically, and how they do MLB.TV, which is something that I subscribe to every single year. I'm a huge baseball fan. And then we can talk about gaming, how Google Cloud's used for gaming. And I think those are both great, some of the best scalable infrastructure kind of conversations, from media delivery to gaming and latency issues and things that come to play with gaming. So let's watch this one on MLB with, I believe it's with the CTO of the MLB. Let's see. Yep. Jason, I think it's Gaedtke is how you pronounce his name. So let's see what they're up to. They got a season coming up. This is a quick one, like 14 minutes, I think.
Hi, I'm Anil Jain, Managing Director of Media and Entertainment Industry Solutions at Google Cloud. It's my pleasure to present at the first Digital Next On Air. Media and entertainment companies are in the midst of a significant transformation, transitioning from the traditional pay TV ecosystem to providing their content directly to consumers via new streaming services. According to PwC, direct-to-consumer streaming will grow significantly, increasing to nearly $74 billion in global revenues over the next 3 years.
Wow.
That's a growth rate of nearly 14% year over year. With the impact of COVID-19 and shelter-in-place policies, this transition has accelerated in the past few months. According to a recent study done by Accenture, video streaming has increased by over 36% since the beginning of the pandemic.
God.
It's clear that audiences are hungry for more content, stories that inform, educate, and engage during these challenging times. Today, I'll talk about how Google Cloud is helping some of the world's largest entertainment companies satisfy audience needs in 4 key areas. First, we're working to provide and support robust and resilient content production pipelines. The number of scripted television series produced in the United States alone continues to reach record highs year after year. And with the pause in filming due to COVID, media companies must find a way to continue remote production of new content. Second, we're helping companies apply artificial intelligence and machine learning to manage content and to maximize the value of existing libraries. Third, we're providing scalable infrastructure to power direct-to-consumer distribution platforms that scale with audiences across geographies. And finally, we're helping companies understand their audiences more deeply throughout the customer lifecycle using data and predictive analytics. Leading media companies must continue to innovate and transform in all of those areas, while also maintaining a safe and collaborative environment for their workforce. This is going to be increasingly critical in order to succeed in today's fast-changing media landscape. Let's take a look at each area in more depth. First, content production. With live-action filming for many TV shows and films on pause this year, and with many editors and artists sheltering in place, there's been an acute need for establishing remote post-production workflows. While many companies have been working with hybrid workflows for some time, we've seen more companies experiment with cloud-native processes during 2020. Here at Google Cloud, we're working with media partners such as Teradicci, NVIDIA, and Bebop Technologies to bring GPU-accelerated, high-powered workstations to artists everywhere for tasks like visual effects, animation, and film editing. We know when it comes to remote collaboration that securing your content is a large concern. So we've worked extensively with the media industry to ensure Tier 1 compliance with all of the major film studios. We also undergo regular independent security evaluator audits and conform to the best practices outlined by the MPA standards. Luma Pictures, a visual effects company, completed hundreds of shots for the blockbuster Spider-Man Far From Home, with about 1/3 of those shots created in the cloud. By utilizing our global infrastructure, teams in Los Angeles and Melbourne can work around the clock to produce astonishing visuals collaboratively. While the creation of new content has paused, companies are working to mine their steadily growing libraries and back catalogs to help fill the audience demand for content. In 5 years, entertainment data will encompass a quarter of all the world's data, but 42% of media CIOs today struggle with managing the.
I'm going to pause it right there for 1 second. I want you guys to pay a close attention to those stats right there, because that's massive. And I want to talk about why, as a data guy, as a storage guy. 25%, 1/4 of the entire world's data within 5 years will be entertainment related. Can anybody guess why? Anybody in chat, anybody still watching, can anybody guess why? All of these, what do they have on them now? 4K cameras. You know what most films are getting shot in now? 8K. At least 6K. Either Blackmagic or Red's cameras. That's all raw footage. And it's terabytes and petabytes of data in its raw form. Then you have the edited projects and multiple iterations of that. And then you have the VFX and the compositing that goes on top of that. And then you have all of the audio, the mixing and mastering that goes on and that's just for a film. Now multiply that by however many number of films come out. And then you also have bands releasing albums, mastering and mixing 42% of media and entertainment CIOs struggle with predicting and managing data growth. I can't imagine why.
Immense volume of content being produced, according to a recent white paper by IDC and Seagate. Google Cloud's AI and machine learning capabilities, in conjunction with partners such as Grey Meta, Vitaspine, and Zeroa, can help companies digitize, categorize, index, and activate content. We're working with Fox Sports to help automate a time-consuming manual process in media and entertainment, the labeling, discovering, and storing of video assets.
Think of the content catalog Fox Sports has. Think of the content catalog NBC and CBS has just in sporting events from the last 100 years. I've seen a small drip of that from NBC Universal. Because reasons, it's exabytes.
Fox Sports will utilize Google Cloud's video search and advanced machine learning capabilities to more effectively unlock the value of its vast archive of sports content. When it comes to distributing content to a large audience, media companies need reliable, globally available infrastructure that scales to meet demand. Everything we do at Google Cloud is based on our global infrastructure. This is the very same technical infrastructure that makes low latency experiences on Stadia and on YouTube possible. Our 24 data center regions are spread across the globe with 9 more regions to come. These locations are tied together by our private fiber optic network. We have 2 tiers of network offerings, but our premium network tier is what we're recommending for media streaming. It keeps traffic on Google's private network as long as possible and exits to the public internet at a location close to the viewer in order to provide a smooth viewing experience. On top of our scalable infrastructure foundation, we're also working with a growing ecosystem of media partners to help modernize existing broadcast and video processing workflows, including Cinemedia, MediaKind, Evertz, and several others. Innovative media companies like Vimeo and Fubo TV are scaling their distribution supply chains to continue serving their audiences globally with Google Cloud. Vimeo was able to seamlessly scale their live streaming service in response to unprecedented demand due to COVID, and we continue to work with Fubo TV in scaling their video processing and distribution. The shift to digital viewing and direct-to-consumer allows companies to understand, at a much deeper level, what their audiences are experiencing in real time. Streaming
it's also
services
going to be the death
produce
of movie
billions data points
theaters
and events per day, but media companies often struggle with harnessing the power of that data to produce personalized audience experiences throughout the customer journey, from acquisition to engagement through to retention. Our smart analytics platform, powered by BigQuery and Looker, provides a scalable, serverless data warehouse with machine learning capabilities built right in that can help capture, store, process, and analyze massive amounts of data seamlessly. Customers like Major League Baseball, ITV, and Sky are utilizing our smart analytics platform to better understand their audiences and listeners and provide personalized experiences. Now, stories and audiences are at the heart of any successful media business. But there's one last critical factor driving a successful transformation to direct-to-consumer, and that is your teams. Many companies have already pioneered working from home, but 74% of CFOs surveyed in March 2020 say they intend to shift some previously on-site employees.
I think the other thing that's going to happen, forgive me for pausing this, I just wanted to jump in. The other thing that nobody's talking about yet, that once we get beyond this, I think the world has forever changed. I think we can all collectively agree on that from a remote work standpoint. At least, I mean, right here, 74%, 3/4 of CFOs intend to shift some employees to remote work permanently, right? That's saying 3/4 of CFOs in the world. That's not saying 3/4 of the employees' workforce worldwide are going to be remote. But yeah, you can certainly identify, obviously manufacturing and line workers obviously can't work from home, duh. But at the same time, there's also branches inside of a company that don't work on a line. They are either data entry or finance or accounting or HR, right? Every company has those. So there's really no reason. The other thing that nobody's talking about, especially when technology companies, is do we really need these university-style mammoth campuses anymore if this is going to be the case? What are we going to do with all these buildings that nobody's working in anymore?
To remote work permanently post-COVID-19. G Suite and Google Meet can help. A great example is how we helped the broadcast team at Yahoo Finance transition 150 reporters, producers, anchors, and technicians from a legacy TV studio to a 100% work-from-home model overnight. Wow. Within a span of a few hours, our team worked with them to set up 8 hours of seamless live broadcasts from locations across the United States and London, providing global audiences with critical news and information in this particularly uncertain time, all using Google Meet. In short, many companies are turning to Google Cloud for our globally scalable infrastructure, advanced data analytics and AI capabilities, and our growing ecosystem of media-specific partners who can help manage the new normal while continuing to modernize their organizations to serve audience needs. I had the opportunity to speak with Jason Gaedtke, Chief Technology Officer of Major League Baseball, on how Google Cloud is helping them modernize America's game. Let's take a look. Hi, Jason. We are so incredibly excited to be working with Major League Baseball. Thank you for making the time to join us today.
Thanks, Anil. I'm glad to be here today, and we're excited to talk about the new Google partnership.
So earlier this year, as many people know, we announced a strategic partnership with MLB. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that came about, what your goals were specifically with the partnership?
Sure. When we sat down to take on this infrastructure refresh and our product refresh mission, we had to ask ourselves, what is our end goal here? And it pretty quickly became obvious to us that our fundamental goal is fan engagement. It's bringing the game of baseball, which is a beautiful game, to our millions of fans, and being able to come in and introduce new technology that allows for things like personalization, personalized recommendations, a social viewing experience where something happens on the field, you get excited about that and you get to share that experience with other fans. These are the things that really motivate us, and Google's been a great partner in building some products that I think embody those values. StatCast is a good example. StatCast is our baseball analytics platform where we are increasingly measuring everything that happens on the field to extremely high degrees of fidelity. This started off about 5 years ago as a ball tracking technology, so we could track pitches. Today, we can track literally everything that happens on the field, not only pitches and hits and throws, but also player positioning, for all players on the field, even coaches and umpires. And we're moving from tracking players as a single point of mass, sort of center of mass on the body, an approximation for these players, to skeletal tracking, which is a real-time data feed that really captures the player poses and positions and how a player responds to a play on the field. It gives you a much richer sense of the game as it's being played. And this is something that is now entirely being powered by the Google Cloud.
It's early on in the partnership between MLB and Google Cloud. So can you maybe give us some examples of projects that you have already started to work on?
Sure, I'll give you a couple of examples. Our technology infrastructure team is really excited about deploying Anthos within the 30 ballparks around the country. What Anthos allows us to do is provide a common control plane for all of our compute workloads, whether we're running those on-prem at the baseball parks themselves, where we have small data centers in each facility, or within the cloud. And a more fan-facing example would be a project that we internally call Fastball. This is a fundamentally new approach to video within the game. So traditionally, baseball has been a one-to-many kind of publishing platform where our editors and producers cut highlights like home runs or double plays or exciting moments in the game, and there's a handful of those that then go out to the fans. What Fastball allows us to do is cut literally every play out of every game and put those in the hands of the fans with some powerful tools like advanced search, personalized recommendations, and social sharing. We think this is a new way of experiencing the game, and it's one that's really going to appeal to a younger generation of fans. Finally,
I wonder if that's like the condensed game that you can watch on MLB TV.
Operations workload is our baseball analytics platform, our business analytics platform, that is. We have a project in-house called Wheelhouse, which is a large data lake that integrates all of the interaction our fans have with the game of baseball. So this could be buying a ticket, buying a jersey, streaming a game online, visiting our website, using the mobile app. All of these touch points tell us a little bit about how individual fans engage and enjoy the game. And by putting Wheelhouse on BigQuery, we found that we have an extremely powerful data analytics platform for running complex queries. It also integrates very well into the rest of our workflow and tooling, whether that's single sign-on using G Suite IDs or integrating Google Sheets to do ad hoc queries and analysis. Finally, the MLB marketing team and the club marketing departments enjoy the fact that a lot of their ad management integrates natively into BigQuery and the Google ad platform as well.
The global pandemic has, of course, disrupted practically every industry. Can you talk a little bit about how it's affected your operations and even how you're sequencing some of these projects?
Our MLB teams and the club teams haven't missed a beat. We've used the time that's available to us to pull in some projects that we had planned for later in the year, finishing the workload migrations that we have, polishing up our products, testing our infrastructure, making sure that last 1% of our use cases are buttoned up and ready to go so that we can provide a great fan experience when play resumes on the field.
Jason, thank you for sharing your experience and your insights. We at Google Cloud are very excited to be playing a part in helping modernize
a couple of little nuggets in there, but
and working closely with MLB.
Very obviously chopped and edited
with teams
aggressively
from MLB throughout the rest of Next On Air. So be sure to tune in for those. And again, Jason, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Anil.
We're proud to help Major League Baseball and other media companies in continuing their cloud journey. And we're thankful to all of our partners and customers around the world. For more information on how Google Cloud can help you with your direct-to-consumer transformation, please visit our media and education.
Let's watch this last one in gaming and see if it does any better. A couple of good nuggets in there, though, on MLB and their infrastructure stuff. That fastball thing is crazy. I use the MLB TV app to watch condensed games
I'm Rob
constantly
Martin,
during the
Chief
season.
Architect for Gaming at Google Cloud.
Hi, Rob.
Welcome to the Gaming Industry Insights session at Next On Air. It's great to speak with you today about how we're helping game developers during this time. Gaming is the world's largest form of entertainment, with roughly 2.7 billion people playing in 2020. And projected to grow to 3.2 billion players by 2023 across all platforms. The impact of COVID-19 has seemingly accelerated this trend, as more people have turned to online games as an interactive way of staying connected with friends and family. Video game sales saw a 35% increase in March of this year.
I wonder why.
Compared to 2019. And many game companies are turning to cloud to keep up with additional player demand. But there is a downside. Game developers who are used to working collaboratively in person are also seeing a slowdown in game development and production, with many game releases temporarily on hold. Although we're all adapting to a new normal in different ways, game developers are still faced with familiar challenges to meet player expectations. First, ensuring that players around the world can enjoy low-latency, immersive gameplay experiences. Second, understanding the unique ways that each player interacts with his or her game and tailoring experiences accordingly. Third, the need to continue producing cutting-edge, cross-platform content to keep players engaged.
And distribution.
Our goal is to help simplify infrastructure complexity so game developers can focus on building great games. We provide open source solutions and tools that give control to bring your game to life on your own terms. At Google Cloud, we're helping in 3 key areas. We help you build better games faster. We can scale your game to match global player demand. And we provide you with all the data, analytics, and insights you need to optimize the player experience. Let's take a look at each one.
How do you do that, Rob?
First, building better games. Many game developers need to build complex services like matchmaking from scratch. Or they're forced to rely on off-the-shelf solutions that don't fit the unique needs of their particular game. Our approach is different. It's to leverage our expertise in Kubernetes to build open source game services that provide the flexibility to customize without having to manage the underlying infrastructure. We're working in partnership with the open source community and industry leaders like Unity and Ubisoft to build solutions that scale. Let's take a closer look. Matchmaking, or bringing groups of players together, has always been a challenge for developers. As games become larger, matchmaking becomes even more complex and requires greater scale. OpenMatch, co-founded with Unity, is a matchmaking framework that allows developers to bring their own custom match logic. Kubernetes enables much greater scale. You bring the logic, we bring the scale. OpenMatch is now 1.0 and ready for production workloads. I encourage you to visit our dev site to learn more about how you can integrate it into your next big game. Game servers are one of the most important components for delivering exciting, real-time gaming experiences to your players. That's why we co-founded Agones with Unity. Agones is a batteries-included, open-source game server hosting and scaling project built on top of Kubernetes. It's customizable for your game's needs. By containerizing game server workloads, Agones provides a new, modern paradigm for deploying production fleets of dedicated game servers. Next, let's talk about scaling your game to truly global audiences. Since Agones is based on Kubernetes, it can run anywhere you need it, on bare metal, on multiple clouds, including our own reliable global infrastructure. Our powerful compute offerings, such as compute-optimized VMs, are spread across 24 global regions, including gaming hubs such as Tokyo, Osaka, and Seoul. We're also planning to open 9 more regions across the world in the near future. This is the same technical infrastructure that makes low latency experiences on Stadia possible, so your players are close together no matter where they are in the world. Apex Legends is a great example of a global game that leveraged our core infrastructure and reached millions of players in a record amount of time during its launch, with support from our game server hosting partner Multiplay, which has a hybrid scaling platform backed by Google Cloud. Our private fiber optic network ties our regions together. We have 2 tiers of network offerings and recommend our premium network tier for games. That's because it keeps traffic on Google's private network as long as possible. Traffic exits to the public internet at a location close to the player, all to provide a smooth gameplay experience. To reach your global player base, you need a globally distributed fleet.
That's a bit
of game
understated,
servers. But with scale,
it's a good attempt at making a
complexity.
point.
While Agones is great for running regional games, we want to make it simple for developers to run games at a truly global scale. Google Cloud Game Servers, now in beta, is a control plane that sits on top of a GONACE.
Huh, okay.
It powers globally distributed, multi-cluster game server workloads. It also provides a high degree of flexibility and control, since you still have access to your underlying Kubernetes clusters. We've built powerful management features that provide visibility and simplicity in operating and scaling game servers for your global player base. Developers running a GONACE in production can simply opt in to the game server's managed service by registering a GONACE clusters with the game server's API. We know that avoiding being locked into a specific provider is important to developers. Game servers supports Google Kubernetes Engine workloads today, and we're working on multi-provider support for later this year. This will allow you to manage game servers on bare metal or multiple clouds, all from a single control plane. But scaling your game server fleet is only part of ensuring a great global game. Many services such as leaderboards, player profiles, and so on rely on databases in order to scale. While we have a wide array of database options for most gaming use cases, we recommend Cloud Spanner. Spanner provides a no-ops, horizontally scalable, global database that eliminates the need for your database administrators to manage multiple shards. A single deployment of Spanner can scale to support the world's largest games. Once your game is up and running, you need to optimize player engagement and monetization. A hit game can produce billions of events per day. Embedded within those data points are insights that can transform your game into a sustainable, long-term success. BigQuery is the cornerstone of Google Cloud's complete smart analytics platform. It's a scalable, serverless data warehouse that can help you capture, store, process, and analyze massive amounts of data seamlessly. BigQuery comes with machine learning capabilities built in, so your analysts can access the data they need in real time and build ML models directly inside BigQuery with familiar SQL. BigQuery ML has expanded functionality to address game-specific needs, such as k-means clustering to build player segmentations, and matrix factorization to build advertising and product recommendations. Finally, Looker provides an analytics platform that unlocks those valuable insights from your player data for the entire organization. By using BigQuery and Looker together, you can manage and govern your player data and insights in a secure, unified, and integrated platform. King is using this analytics platform to analyze billions of events per day from their hit games like Candy Crush.
You mean Blizzard?
This data is used for a variety of purposes,
Activision Blizzard,
including training ML player models that can simulate playtesting. This reduces the time it takes to test individual
Can you believe
levels
Candy Crush is still the
from
number
days
one
to
earner
just a few hours
at Activision Blizzard?
We recently expanded our relationship with King by announcing a strategic partnership with Activision Blizzard. To tell us a bit more about how Activision Blizzard is utilizing Google Cloud, I recently spoke with the CIO of Activision Blizzard King, Jacques Erasmus. Let's take a look. Hi, Jacques. We're incredibly excited to work with Activision Blizzard King, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Earlier this year, we announced a strategic relationship between Google and Activision Blizzard. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that came about and how this partnership helps Activision Blizzard achieve its goals?
We've been looking for a partner for our cloud infrastructure for many months, and Google has been a key partner to the gaming ecosystem, not only in cloud, but also with Google Play on our mobile side and YouTube. So if I think about the key areas that we really are extremely excited about when we think about GCP, the first one is the global infrastructure and the scale and the latency that we get from using Google's premium networking. And then also all the AI capabilities the continued investment in tensor processing units, machine learning, etc., and really bringing all those capabilities into our games is going to move the needle for us massively. And then when I think about, we have many data centers across the globe, and how do we get the best of both worlds, where we can have, Anthos in our data centers, and leveraging Kubernetes cross on-prem and cloud. Those are things that all our engineers are really excited about. But then if we look at, the philosophy of how, Google's cloud platform has been built, with the approach to using open source and really being a developer that's very creating very friendly open source solutions and really contributing to the community, that means a lot to us. And we're very excited to be in a partnership with Google on this. And then lastly, I think on the gaming expertise and, Rob, working with you and your team for the last, 8 months so far has been extremely exciting. And we can see the dedicated focus that we get from working with a team of people that are solely focused on the gaming industry and bringing best of breed to games.
That's fantastic. Thank you for that feedback. And our team has really enjoyed the depth of gaming experience that we've experienced collaborating with your teams at Activision Blizzard. So shifting gears a little bit, with the pandemic affecting people across the world, gaming has seen an influx of additional players from people seeking to connect with each other. How's this affected Activision Blizzard's existing games? But more importantly, how are your teams and game developers being affected by this?
Well, we've seen huge levels of engagement across all titles, be it PC, console, or mobile. And if we look at like Warzone, for example, that's been launched as a free-to-play Call of Duty, we had 50 million unique players 1 month after launch. And to be able to support that level of scale, we turned to Google to help us really rapidly spin up more capacity in all different locations globally. And that's really helped us with the launch.
So, Jacques, we've just started our journey together. What are some exciting areas where you're looking forward to working together on in the future?
Look, I think from a quality assurance perspective, I love the idea of using AI and machine learning to help that process. That's going to be very exciting as we move into the future. And then also having a single customer view of our data, be it a player that's playing a game on mobile or console or PC, and having that full 360 view, understanding of the player in helping us to promote to that player, but also really helping us drive more engagement with the players is going to be key. And that's going to be one of the big initiatives that we're going to be using data for going forward.
Thank you, Jacques. We're looking forward to working together with all of those exciting initiatives with your team across Activision Blizzard King, and also a wide range of publishers, studios, and developers to scale out these innovations across the gaming industry. So for more information on how Google Cloud can help your game, please visit the Next OnAir site and check out our gaming sessions packages and further breakouts. Thank you.
Well, there we go, guys. Day one, week one. I guess this is technically week one because we're not going to do any more for that. But I mean, we wanted to get the keynote out there, and I wanted to cover a couple of extra ones. Bonus credit, extra credit, if you will. I gotta say, I expected Google to come out swinging a little more. I'm not upset about it, but this feels pretty safe. I think that's the word I want to use. Safe. I wanted to hear pop me in the mouth, big announcements. I wanted to see lives. Your YouTube FFS. You know? You're competing, and I know this is an infrastructure and a cloud conference, but I mean, this feels very safe. It's not bad. It's all heavily pre-recorded. The teleprompters are these presenters' worst enemies, as I said in chat a few minutes ago. Just don't use one. You will always come across as if you're reading. Unless you have given 20 plus keynotes in your past and know how to dance your eyes between prompters and between the on-floor slides and things like that, and know how to do naturally moving visual cues and things like that. Obviously, it feels very safe. That said, they're doing this for 9 weeks. And I would probably take the safe route as well. I would probably pre-record all of this as well. What I would do is increase the quality, because it looks like they were using either C920s or their MacBook Pro laptops with terrible cameras and terrible microphones, and no company has really nailed this yet. And it's one of the things here on the channel, I did a video on virtual events. And the big takeaway that I talked about was companies aren't having to drop millions upon millions of dollars to host these massive events and paying big venues anymore, but they don't get to have it both ways. You're going to have to fund gear for the people that you're going to have in front of the camera presenting. Oh yeah, just use your laptop and record it with QuickTime Screen Recorder. No! No. This camera right here is $200 with a $120 cam link attached to it. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs a Shure SM7B and a big DJ booth. They don't need all this stuff, right? But $100... Look it. Hang on. All right, we're going to do this right now. For $99, you can get a Shure SM58 that I promise you will sound at least 90% as good as this one. And this is the gold standard industry live venue microphone for rockstar singers, keynotes, school PTA meetings, everything. It's the most durable, most reliable microphone ever made. And it's used everywhere. And it's infinitely readily available just about anywhere. $99. And a $10 cord to plug it into a little interface. For $250, you can kit out anybody. And that's what you guys are going to have to do. All of the events people that are out there, probably not watching this, but if you as an individual watching this have an opportunity to influence your events team, please. It's not about the website and to an extent, yes, but it's about the presenters. It's about their audio and video quality. And if they're going to pre-record it, there's infinitely no excuse. If you're going to live stream it, sure, you can deal with a little latency and a blip here and there and these little things, but there's just no excuse not to make it top-notch, guys. You're Google. Anyway, I didn't really hear anything crazy groundbreaking. I wanted to. I'm curious. One of the things I'm going to go investigate, as I've found with Zoom, the problem that I have with Zoom is that they limit and compress the audio to 32 kilohertz, 32K, right? Meanwhile, here I am live streaming at 192, and I record my videos at 320 to put that in perspective. Okay, 32. That's why it always sounds like shit and like you're talking through your hands, and it sounds like they're in a fishbowl the whole time. That's compression. It saves the amount of data and bandwidth you need to transmit the conversation. Quick lesson there. That's why I won't use Zoom. for anything, really, if I can avoid it. Skype at least gives you some fidelity, but it prioritizes call connection. So Google Meet, I've got a note here. Audio video quality. I need to go investigate. I want to find out. Let's finish that conversation in Discord. I want to go find out what the audio video quality of Google Meet can be, because I'm gonna guess it's probably okay. Nothing. We haven't. The only one that have absolutely nailed audio is Discord. They've got plugins. They've got built-in noise reduction. They've got built-in all kinds of stuff for audio, and I can't wait until those guys implement NDI, because I will never need any other meeting and collaboration tool. I'm interested in the independent customer community, the C2C. And again, confidential computing. Week 3, 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing one on the infrastructure week. And we're going to launch a lot more sessions that week. That I can promise you. We're going to be doing a lot on the infrastructure stuff and on the app modernization. And frankly, where was that? Data management. The other one I've got to find out for you guys is, I know some of you are interested in the NetApp sessions. I want to find out where those are going to be. I'm pretty sure those are pre-recorded as well. And we may even be putting those up on the YouTube channel, NetApp YouTube channel. But if you guys are interested and have not seen it, you can go to youtube.com/NetApp. And I have a whole series of videos that I worked on with my colleague Niraj on... Wow. Wow, Greg, you've taken a... Wow. All Greg, all the time. Well, all right then. See where that's going. Anyways, guys, I got to go to PT for my shoulder. This has been fun. I wanted more out of it, but at the same time, safe. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll be back on Thursday. Actually, if you come over to the Discord, we're going to start it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, I think 5 a.m. Pacific. Cloud Field Day 8 starts at the 2.5-day event. We're going to be streaming the entire day's sessions over in our Discord in a special channel we have for it. So make sure you're in the Discord for that. I'm going to throw a link to it in the chat here one last time. And then we're going to be doing a live watch party here on the YouTube channel of the Morpheus Data and NetApp presentations on Thursday, this coming Thursday. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be back for week 3 in 2 weeks for Google Cloud Next 20 on air. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in.